What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful Thursday night, and or had a wonderful Thursday afternoon. And tonight is going to be an extra treat, I guess, Pro Corner wise. Man, I look a little yellow in my webcam. Let me adjust that a little bit while talking to you guys a little bit. There we go. I'm not. It's like I'm Asian, but I'm not that yellow, dude. But yeah, so tonight we got a really great show planned for you guys. We got a long-time guest, my first guest actually, a long-time friend of the show, EG.MachineRC, and we have a first-timer, dignitasSelect, who will be on the show. I'm really excited because it's the first time he'll be on the show, and I've been wanting to have him on for a long time. Most of you guys know Select probably as far back as the beta, and he was one of the best players in the beta, and it's always been a great North American Terran. I particularly remember him just having the ability just to drop everywhere, and his multitasking skills were always just top notch. So it'll be awesome to see him and Machine play this best of 5. And after they play the best of 5, afterwards they'll be doing some analysis. And, we'll be discussing the games and kind of how some of them went, and as well as probably going through one replay. Just analyzing one of the replays. Hopefully we'll have enough time for that. But really, the whole point is really just to get a sense of their strategy, not only in each individual game, but even just overall in the series. So that'll be really, really cool. And I'll pull Machine here on in a second. Select right now is doing an interview over at NASL, so he'll be over in just a sec. But I did want to mention one thing before we get started, and I wanted to give a big thanks to, who was it? It was Muse Mike for starting that thread over on Reddit. Just kind of asking, I guess, what I need to do to get more views, and I really, really appreciate that because I've been wanting to get feedback for a long time from the community, and unfortunately, the TL thread for Pro Corner and Climbing the Ladder hasn't really got much traffic. So, the feedback I've gotten has been, just from all the great, the people that enjoy the show, and it's been all wonderful, and big thanks to all those guys too. But, all the feedback I got in the Reddit thread, I it's funny because I really love, even though some of them are really blunt and candid, but I actually really appreciate that. Even he looks awkward or whatever. Those are really great because it really confirms a lot of things, a lot of kind of things that I've been kind of thinking, even just watching through some of these VODs. And it just, motivates me to make these shows better and make myself, a better host. So, big thanks to you guys for doing that. And, we're going to make Pro Corner a lot, better, and I'm going to make myself a better host just for you guys. But okay, let me get started, and let me pull Machine on here. Let's see. It's going to be a little tricky today with all the cameras and people hopping in and out. So be patient with me tonight. Oh, one other thing too, we're gonna have Sam SE2 help me cast the game, so it's gonna be just a bunch of people hanging out. Hey Bryce, what's up?
Hey, not too much. How you doing, Chris?
Good. So yeah, EG Machine here, guys, or EG.MachineRC. Sorry, gotta get used to that, man.
Yeah, I know. Me too, man. Hey, what's up, everybody?
But Machine, you guys have been watching the show a long time. He's long-time friend, and you've probably been the player that has the most appearances too. So,
really? You think probably.
I think so. Right. I think so. Yeah. I mean, obviously because he was my coach before all of this, and always a good friend. But yeah. So what you been up to, buddy? You've been practicing Wings of Liberty or playing some Heart of the Swarm?
I pretty much was playing Heart of the Swarm for about the week that it came out, and then I kind of switched back to Wings of Liberty a bit and noticed I was kind of changing all my builds. Was like, nope, with Dallas coming along, I gotta make sure I stay sharp on Wings of Liberty. So I haven't touched it since the new patch, and pretty much been purely playing Wings of Liberty. That's about it.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that trend, in just even the stream list, right? For a while, it was just like every single person playing HOTS, and then recently it's kind of switched back to Wings of Liberty with DreamHack and Dallas in like a month or so.
Valencia and all that. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's pretty cool. So do you guys have an off season after MLG Dallas, or does it just
pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, there's like one or two more tournaments after that. IPL and everything. But IPL is also scheduled over Jeff Nana's wedding. So, yeah.
Oh
so
my
I'll be attending the wedding.
Oh no.
So Dallas is the end for me as far as big tournaments this year. And then we pretty much have like an off season for a bit, which will be nice. Get to go home and see family, do Christmas and all that. Yeah.
What are they doing over at IPL, man?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh wow. Well, that's going to be an amazing event. Are they going to stream it? You know, I know they were thinking about streaming it, but did they ever decide to do it? Do you
I
know?
don't know if that decision's been made yet. I know they
Okay.
were talking about it for quite some time, but I don't actually know if it's going to be streamed or not.
That would be pretty amazing, I think.
It'd be interesting. I think
I
it'd be
think
one of
so.
the first streamed weddings ever, right?
Yeah. I mean, definitely in esports for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I think
you know,
so.
given it just Jeff and Anna being so prominent in the community, I don't know. I think it would be a great thing for the community. Obviously, it's a private ceremony and you know just a really special occasion for those two. So obviously, it's a really important decision. But I mean, I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, I agree. It'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool. Something that the community could join into and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So how's practice been having Stefano in the house?
He wasn't here for too long. He's been traveling doing the whole WCS EU. He's off winning tournaments places. But the little time he was here, it was nice. Getting to have another Zerg's perspective along with Idra. It's been great, and he's a good addition to the team, obviously.
Yeah. It's gonna be a pretty amazing Zerg, actually.
Yeah.
A Zerg house
yeah.
over there. Is he gonna be living over there, or is he gonna just kind of hopping in and out every once in a while?
Probably hopping in and out. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
he's doing the whole Korea thing or not, but he's definitely going to be spending a decent amount of time here as well.
Right. Cool. Sounds good. So again, viewers, what we're doing tonight, we're going to be doing a best of 5 with EG.MachineRC and dignitasSelect. And during that time, they won't be talking to us, and SamSC2 will be joining me and casting with me during the games. And then afterwards, we'll bring on Machine and Select again to do some analysis of just how the overall series went, and then maybe jump into a game and kind of walk through one of the replays. But before we do that, we had to start the series. So we're just waiting on Select right now because I think he's doing an interview with NASL, and then he's gonna hop on here.
Yeah.
Those NASL guys stealing my guests away. No.
I know, right?
No, I was telling Mike it was all good. Get a chance
Apparently
to talk
they
to
just
you.
plugged the stream though, so should we
Yeah,
get
that's
viewers?
great, man. That's great.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, they have like, I don't know, what is it right now? I'm looking, like 5K viewers, I think. I'll take about 10% of that.
Yeah, right.
Right. That's great, man. But yeah, it'll be great to have you on a little bit more, man, soon, because I
Yeah,
know you were talking about you're having some downtime. So
Yeah, definitely. Are
yeah.
you planning on doing some Heart of the Swarm shows?
yeah, definitely. It's funny because after reading some of that, I'm not sure if you caught that Reddit thread, but a lot of really good feedback there. And let me
Hello?
fix that. Hey,
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Select, what's up? But yeah.
NASL said thank you to you.
Okay. Well, thank you to those guys too, because they're running a great league over there. I guess you won that match. I'm just guessing, given that they're interviewing you.
Yeah.
Actually, let me get your camera on here because I didn't get a chance to get your camera before. But just to answer your question, Bryce, yeah, I'm going to be doing Heart of the Swarm shows a lot more as we go, and I kind of wanted to have some shows. I kind of mentioned it to you guys in Skype, like yesterday or whatever. But I kind of wanted to have kind of one representative from each race come on and do some shows where we just talk about the games, and then maybe you guys can just play each other, kind of this round robin type of thing. But definitely have each of you guys talk about what you guys think of Heart of the Swarm and that stuff.
Yeah, sure,
That'd be
that'd be
pretty
good
cool.
actually. That's a really good idea. Something I don't think many other shows have done.
Yeah.
Actually, probably no other shows have done.
Yeah, and still falls under the umbrella Pro Corner too, right? Of course,
Yeah.
just all you guys. But
Could you explain me again? What are we doing?
yeah, so Select. We're going to be doing a best of 5 today,
Okay.
and have you guys play, and then afterwards we'll bring you and Machine back on, and we'll have you just kind of talk about how the games went, like how game 1 kind of played out, and how that affected game 2, and then if we have time, we might even walk through maybe the replay of the best game in the series, just really briefly, and then after that we'll do
So-
Q&A with the viewers.
So every each game we talk about it, or
Oh no!
after
You'll
the
finish the
series?
series. We'll finish the series out first, so that it
Okay.
won't be too much stop and starting and that type of stuff. But during the series, you guys will get off Skype, and I'll be casting the games with SamSC2. So
Okay.
you guys won't be distracted because I think EG Machine knows how distracting it can be whenever,
Yeah, it
whenever I'm
definitely
talking to you guys. But yeah, so we got a chance to talk to Machine real quick. But have you been Dignitas Select? Because everybody has been dying to see you on the show, and because I think a lot of folks just aren't really privy to to, I mean, they don't really know what you've been up to. So have you been at school? Because I know you were in Korea earlier this like you were in Korea for a while and then you came back. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that. Like, so have you been back at school or
No,
playing more?
I graduated high school in US, and then yeah, I've been doing StarCraft too.
Okay, awesome. And right now you're back in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, can't wait to see you, man. I was just telling the folks that I've been a huge fan of yours since the beta, and just remember all those awesome games you used to have against Idra and even Machine back in the day too. So it was a lot of memories, man. A lot of good memories with you in them.
Nice.
All right, so let's start up the series. Or let's go ahead and start the games up, and
Okay.
so we'll start off Wings of Liberty. Make sure it's Wings of Liberty. It's not Heart of the Swarm. And go ahead and join the ChanmanV BattleNet channel, and we will start up
Name?
the games.
All right.
Yep. Yeah. Why don't you guys get off Skype so that
Okay.
you guys won't be
Sounds good.
distracted.
What's the channel name?
ChanmanV.
ChanmanV.
Yeah. Here, I'll type it in here.
All right. See you guys.
There
Good
you go.
luck, man.
All right. Good luck,
You
guys.
too. Good luck.
All right, guys. So it's going to be pretty fun. Oh, I have the wrong picture here. I have promise here. Oh, I'm gonna have to get Sam in here real quick. So I'm gonna pull on Sam. Where is he? All right. Let's. So Sam SC2 is going to be casting these with me. Pull him on here, and the first map that we're going to be doing Daybreak.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Sam. What's going on?
Nothing much, nothing much. Should I turn my camera on, or?
Yeah. Why don't you turn your camera on? I'll add you to the
Alright.
overlay here.
I gotta get pretty again, damn it. Okay.
You don't need to be pretty. I ain't pretty, so.
I gotta get one of those, like, blockers out of my room so it looks better.
Blockers? I'm not
Yeah,
following.
like I put, like, one of those backdrop things or something in my room.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Just
I've been
try-
thinking about doing the same thing, actually. I was gonna kind of rearrange my room, like, in a couple weekends, so. But, yeah, for those you don't know Sam SC2, he's a community caster. He's been casting ESEA for a long time. I mean, I think you probably see him every week doing that. And he also has a show of his own on Saturday that's Cooking with the Pros.
Yep, that's been doing pretty good there. We have, the new guy is gonna be Look No Hands, you know him?
Look No Hands. Yeah, he's
Gonna come on, and then I was either gonna be getting Quantic Gaming CEO or some random cute girl, so.
some random cute girl.
It's a good balance between
That-
pro and cute girl.
That's a real PC way of putting it. Why not random cute guys?
Who judges if they're cute or not?
That's a good point. Good
Yeah.
point. All right, so we got their select. Oh, can't need to get him to let me add him. So how have you been, buddy? Like, I was watching the
Busy.
last. I watched the last show with Machine, right?
Yeah. That was a lot of fun there. Did pretty well, which was really cool. Just been really busy doing a bunch of other shows and stuff. I mean, there's the complexity thing I'm doing tomorrow with Minigun and a bunch of the Complexity Academy guys, and then we also got the complexity strategy or complex strategies thing coming up, and just staying as busy as possible and casting lots of ESEA while trying to compete with Slayer and all those other big things out there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine, whatever.
So you're officially part of the Complexity Academy, right?
Yes, yeah,
Cool.
I'm their caster.
Awesome.
They liked me, being able to talk a whole bunch and stuff. So it's like, okay, cool.
No, that's great, man.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of work. You've been working hard, and anything you get right now, you totally deserve. So that's great, man. I'm happy to see that, and I'd love to be on your cooking show sometime too, man.
Yeah, I'm always looking for people. I think I'm gonna go with like 2 guests each time, because I think that's a little bit better. Like I'll knock out one of my 40 billion cameras that I have up there.
Yeah.
They're slightly redundant, but I was like, but it looks professional. That's the important part.
Yeah, I think it looks, having the multiple angles, like no other show does that. So I think
Yeah.
you should keep doing that. Honestly, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. We're just going to keep testing it out every single time
Yeah,
there and
exactly.
see what looks best and whatnot.
Dude, I know all about iterations when
Yeah.
it comes to that. So, all right, why don't we get this started?
Alrighty, guys. You want me to do the intros and all that other fun
Yeah,
stuff?
go for it. Go for it, man.
Alrighty, guys.
Yeah.
What is up? We are here. Going to be checking out this awesome show match that ChanmanV has set up. We're going to be seeing EG.MachineRC as this pink Zerg at the bottom left taking on his opponent, the red Terran dignitasSelect. This is going to be an amazing matchup. And of course, I'm Sam Messi too, and co-caster is ChanmanV. He was grateful enough to go ahead and get me up on here, which was awesome. I didn't have anything to do tonight. I was all like, oh no.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of these shows, like these best of 5 shows that I do. The format, on Pro Corner, I like to bring on community casters and guys that are working hard in the community, and just so a lot of the Pro Corner folks will that they haven't watched it before will hopefully enjoy your expert cast compared to my casting.
I'm not expert. I just know how to talk constantly. It's an acquired skill. But no, I don't know. I think I've been growing a little bit more over the past here, but I have not casted Select in a significant amount of time. I used to bug him all the time when I first really started out. I was always like, hey man, let me cast you. It was so funny. And then he blocked me, so I was like, oh. He didn't really block me. He just said like no a bunch of times. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited having Select on the show because again, Select has been, I think, one of those, pretty. I mean, I'd almost say like iconic NA Terrans. Like when you say NA Terrans from the start of StarCraft 2. I mean, definitely dignitasSelect is probably one of the guys that you think about. And
oh yeah.
But let's get back to the game here. So it looks like Select is going with an early command center.
Yep, and that is going to be before the barracks. So, and he's just going for this really good greed, which is perfect for him to be able to do, considering the fact that EG Machine did go for the hatch first. But then again, that's incredibly standard. That's pretty much become what the go-to strategy for most Zergs on in the world, really. It's they're able to anticipate a lot of stuff, and oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, 3 hash before pool for Machine, and again, I think Machine's reacting to that command center first build that selective. So it's really smart on Machine's part.
Yeah, there's a couple things though that Select could have done to deal with this. Of course, if he were to scout out, seeing that Machine has gone for all 3 of these bases, he could just go and cancel that command center. Just cancel it. The Zerg will not know about it anytime soon. Throw down another barracks or 2 and just immediately attack him, put on that pressure. Of course, you'll be behind economically, but if you could start to pick up those extra bases, the Zerg player will fall pretty quickly.
Yeah, that third base is definitely going to be hard to defend, given that the Queens can't really walk all the way over there, and but it doesn't look like that's going to be happening here. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, well, they'll get a buff again though soon, because we all know how Zerg is OP. But no, I'm just kidding.
Oh boy.
Yeah, good stuff. No, I know. Just a little bit of trolling, but it's okay there. Looks like that Marine is going to go ahead and start to work on that poor supply depot here at the bottom of the ramp, but that's such a good idea because this is easily, allows him to put up a supply depot of his own, but then tuck behind a nice little bunker that's going to allow a lot of defensive standings. And not to mention, it's kind of like the Brood War style. A lot of really high-level Terrans tend to go ahead and try that out.
Right. All right, looks like Machine's going with 3 queens, 1 at each hatch right now. So going to definitely have plenty of larvae here. We'll see if when he starts spreading creep, because I'm not that familiar with this 3 hatch build. So
most likely he's going to go ahead and just continue his queen production and just get those extra 2 to 3 queens and just start to poop out as many of those creep tumors as possible. Get that map vision, spread that creep, get that speed boost that you can. That way you could deal with any aggression that comes from the Terran player. Considering the fact the majority of the time, as we see right now, they're going to be going for those Hellions. So those extra queens, earlier on, are so good at being able to deny those Hellions from being able to do much.
All right, looks like Machine's got Ling's scouting for Select's third, and Select just ran 2 Marines over to the watchtower just to make sure nothing was there, but the Zergling kind of just snuck in there right after the Marines left, so
yeah,
it's kind of good timing on Machine's part.
It's a good thing, though. Machine not going crazy with, building up a bunch of Zerglings, just going for the 4. Generally, Zerg player is going to go for either 2 to 4. They don't need a whole lot early game. They just like to go for that really heavy macro style. We do see that we have that Roach Horn about halfway done right now, and we have a few Spine Crawlers also going down, so this is exactly what he needs to go ahead and do. He's going to be able to deal with anything that really Select tries to go ahead and go for, other than, of course, Banshees. Cloak Banshees would tend to really hurt them, and it looks like that is what he's going to be going for. Well, not necessarily Cloak Banshees, but we're definitely going to be seeing Banshees soon. He's got that Tech Lab on the barracks right next to the Starport, and he's already lifted it off, so...
Yeah, definitely the Hellion Banshee opening seems to be the most popular opening right now for Terrans. And if you were watching WCS EU, that all the Terrans, I think, particularly like Lucifron were opening with the same type of harassing opening.
Yeah.
Because that's the beauty of Hellion Banshee, right? You can keep the Zerg at their base, harass mineral lines, and and during that time, really take more bases and set up your infrastructure for whatever whichever tech route you're going.
Check this out here. I love what Select is doing right now. I've seen this happen a few other times here. He's going to be going for the medevac, but he's actually researching that Cadius reactor. I probably butchered that naming, but what it means is that Machine is going to be thinking Banshees, Cloak Banshees. But the issue is he's not going to be getting that. In fact, he's most likely going to be canceling that research here as soon as he pops off that Overlord, and this is going to force Machine to most likely put up a bunch of Spore Crawlers, potentially overusing them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. He just canceled it, and Machine. What does Machine do? He's throwing up the Spore Crawler already.
Yeah, that's such good play there from Select, getting the head of his opponent. That is so cool. He's just going to go for the elevator drop into the main with this medevac. Oh, this is going to do so much damage. As you can see,
it's being
the
scouted.
extra queens are so far away, and he hasn't connected his bases. Oh, this is going to be rough.
Okay, we're going to see if the Machine can split these drones fast enough. They don't have blue flame yet, so it's going to take some time to kill some of the drones. Machine's not really reacting here, so he's losing a lot of drones.
Yeah, well, the good part is he actually wasn't all that saturated in the main. So,
yeah, that's true.
As you can see, only about 7 workers were killed off there for 3 Hellions. That's, it has paid for itself, but he didn't inflict, heavy casualties that you would generally want to have from a Terran player.
All right, looks like Select's continuing this Hellion drop and bringing in another 3, but he's just going to lose one for free here. I'm not sure what Select's doing there with that. I think he's just trying to get his 3rd in place and ready to go here.
Yeah, he was possibly caught off guard a little bit by that side Zergling attack towards his secondary, but he's got a beautiful wall off here with the supply depots and that middle bunker, allowing him to defend it pretty much any time. He even landed a Viking to go ahead and just chain gun down all of those Zerglings. He's also taken his 3rd base behind this, dropping down a whole bunch of mules right now, and if you can look, 51 to about 67 harvesters, so he's not too far behind the Zerg right now, and with that Viking, he's going to start to be able to poke out the eye of the Zerg player.
Yep. All right, looks like Machine's starting to spread creep a little bit, trying to get to the midway points, taking his 4th now, which is, I think, a pretty good timing here. And it'll be interesting to see what tech Machine ends up going towards. He's got the double Evo chambers now, getting his upgrades, but not clear actually what he's doing yet. He's building 6 roaches now, so I think he wants to make sure he doesn't have to deal with any of these crazy Hellion run-bys.
Yeah. They're so devastating to a Zerg economy, especially when you get blue flame. But it looks like Select is going to be going just straight up mech right now. I do like mech, but there's a couple drawbacks that we can really see with it. And Zergs tend to be able to deal with mech fairly easily. Of course, it's not really the main on attack, as mech is incredibly powerful head on. But utilizing the Zerg strategy of being able to go for these like side attacks, picking off an extra base here and there, Zergling run-bys, they're so powerful.
All right, looks like Select caught those Lings that were heading towards his 3rd, and but these mutas are killing away the Vikings, and the Machine actually has how many mutas right now? He's got 15 mutas. Actually, he might be catching Select in a interesting spot. Select's got 1 Thor by its 3rd, so that 1 Thor will easily hold 15 mutas here. But
so he's got to be careful, though. Of course, if he clumps up a little bit. With the upgrades that Select is going for right now, he's got +1 already finished up. There's most likely going to continue on with that in a little bit. So 1 misclick, if his Lings, or his mutas clump any bit there, they're just going to get absolutely shredded by those Thors.
Yeah, this Muta Roach composition that Machine has here is pretty interesting. I can actually see it working against a a mech army that has only a few Thors, where the magic box still works pretty well, because these roaches will take care of Hellions and even a low number of Thors really well here.
Yeah, but as you saw there, the big attack going in towards the main with that I have to say about half a block of meters that he went for. He was actually getting attacked by the missile turrets. It forced them to go ahead and clump up a little bit too much there, and the Thor just volleyed away, picking off about 2 in very quick succession. And they are still being very active, though, picking off SCVs all around there, forcing the stop building time on both those command centers that are trying to go up here. So he's doing pretty good, at least keeping Select on his toes.
Yep, and again, and Machine's just continuing to build roaches here, getting his upgrades, trying to get it up to 2-2 here. It's going to be definitely. Oh, there he's actually building his hive now, which is definitely a really good move on Machine's part here. He's going to definitely need hive tech to really deal with the mech army as it gets bigger.
Oh yeah, that Broodlord switch, which is most likely what he's going, seeing as how we have that second Spire on the way. That's always very indicative of that Broodlord switch. Ultra's not so good against mech, especially if those siege lines get up in place there. They do, of course, tear through Hellions. Of course, they're firing. Doesn't really work too well against it. But yeah, no, Broodlord's definitely on the way here, and he's still being incredibly active with these roaches and these mutas, trying to deny anything that Select tries to go for. He is trying to get that middle base, and most likely going to be building that up into a planetary. As we can see, it's not an upgraded orbital.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Typically when the Terrans go with this mech style, they like to harass with their about 8 Hellions, right? Just continue to send Hellions because the Hellions are pretty cheap. But here's a big engage right here at Select's third.
Oh yeah, he's tearing through it right here. Now the Terran's actually holding fairly well.
Exactly.
Kind of came ahead during that.
Those siege tanks were just bombing on the roaches there from behind.
Oh yeah. Look at that resources lost tab. 4,700, about 7,600 right now. As we see, Planetary Fortress on the way right now, but 39 roaches about to pop off. The Greater Spire is on the way. +2 melee attacks and the +1 Flyer Carapace now on the way.
Yeah, it looks like these roaches are just trying to buy time until these Broodlords are ready. So looks like I think Machine will probably try to go for another trade here with all those those 39 roaches you were talking about. So let's see what he does here. If he's going to run by or if he's actually going to engage. Looks like he's running by.
Yeah.
Oh, nope. He's coming up from behind. All right, we're going to get another big engagement here. He might catch the tanks unsieged here, which would have been really great for Machine. But he's going to go after the Planetary Fortress instead.
Wow, that was rough there. Picks it off almost instantly. Going to go right for the secondary. There is still that tank line that is up, but it's only 2 of them. So the SUVs have to get pulled off the line. And he's going to get clumped up so bad. So even that friendly splash damage is really eating through it there. So he's going to be able to pick up most likely both of these Thors here. But wow, that's rough there.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a base trade scenario going on right here because both armies are kind of, they kind of bypassed each other and now they're just going into each other's bases here. It looks like Select's army is definitely stronger than the one that the Machine has in there. But if Machine can get just a few Broodlords up, he's going to be in really good shape here.
Oh, he really is, yeah. Those Broodlords are so good shooting out their little babies on top of the units and everything. He's got a lot of extra bases, too. So even though the second is taking quite a bit of damage right now, like you were saying, as soon as those Broodlords show their faces, the siege tanks are going to have to de-siege to be able to get out of harm's way. And with only 3 Thors, it's going to take them a little bit to be able to pick off every single one of those Broodlords.
Right.
Roaches do pop out, but they actually work on move command and not on attack command. So losing a little bit right there, but now the Broodlords are showing their faces, and as you can see, those tanks getting almost immediately annihilated. Wow.
Well, the Greater Spire, I believe, was taken out. Oh no, it's still in the back here. So Machine can still continue building Broodlords if you can get some Corruptors out, but I think he's going to be cleaning this up just fine with the roaches and the Broodlords he has here. But
absolutely. Select is basically only on 1 mining base right now. His main has been almost completely mined out. His second is not looking too healthy. Losing that third just a little bit ago really hurt him. So he's going to be having kind of a tough time trying to get back up that large mech army that he needs to. And as you can see, he's already building up that Viking count to be able to counteract this Broodlord count. But it's going to take him such a long time to be able to get into a scary mode with those Vikings.
Yeah, Select is so far behind the supply right now. He's going to have to do a lot of harassment with these Hellions. He's going to have to keep Machine here for like 3 minutes or something. Something like that, just to even get another
Wow.
50 supply, but I don't think that's going to be happening. The Broodlords are kind of working their way across the map. Select's trying to take
So
that
slow.
front base.
Yeah, he's going to try to, but it's going to be almost impossible for him to be able to hold this. His army is kind of far behind right now, and he doesn't really have the best answer to the Ling Roach Broodlord style that Machine is going for right now. Even if that Select does have to go ahead and force lift off that orbital command, it's just not looking good for him at all there.
Well, the Broodlords are actually totally vulnerable to these Vikings.
Yeah,
There's
those
no
Vikings.
anti-air here with the army,
Wow.
so these are going to be for naught. And Machine never built the Ultra Cavern, so there's not an impending, transition here. So
Corruptors do finally show themselves there, but wow, that was actually a pretty big loss there. I kind of thought he was going to bring up in those Corruptors. He must have forgotten about them or something else. So wow, amazingly, it looks like Select might be able to hold this, but Roach is swinging right back over to force it again to lift off. It's on fire too, so it might explode here pretty soon.
yeah, I have to say, Select is definitely clawing his way back in this game. I mean, I would have said Machine had this game pretty, well in hand about 2 minutes ago. So it's a good job by Select to really claw his way back in, get rid of those Broodlords without those 7-8 Vikings that he made there.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing too. A lot of mech-style Terrans are going to be going for that mass extra orbital command count here, but Select really hasn't been able to do that yet. But it's amazing that he's been able to hold on to the small amounts of orbital commands that he did get so far. That's pretty cool there. And yeah, he is definitely back in. Look at that bank right now. He's about 1,200, 500 or so gas there. The Zerg income is slightly ahead, although now that the mules are dropping down, it looks like the Terran's going to be able to take the lead here. And he's going to start to clean up a little bit of creep here in the middle and continue to push forward.
Right, so it looks like Machine's got a decent number of infestors now, so that should really, really help with the Vikings and maybe keeping some of these Hellions still.
Ooh, nice chain fungal going down onto that
wow.
army there, picking off quite a bit of those Vikings. But again, he needs to be kind of careful right now, seeing as how those Thors are so good at splash damage those clumped up air units. He does have that +2 attack here. What are these Zerg's upgrades right now? He's got +1, +2 on the ground there with the missiles and the Carapace. Air got +1, so he's a little bit behind in the upgrades right now.
Yeah, the Broodlord count is going to be so important for Machine here. So we'll see if he can, we can get that number a little bit higher and see if he can deal with this mech army, because this mech army is just continually getting stronger and stronger. And we know about mech armies. Once they get to 200, they're pretty darn hard. They're really hard to stop.
Oh yeah, you can't really take them head on. I mean, they're just so super powered for the most part. And right now, Select is showing that he's going to be able to do pretty well with his mech style right now. Broodlord count is looking pretty good here. 6 more on the way. A couple more investors going to be showing their face, and he's again being very, very active with these frontal Hellions.
Oh,
Wow,
good
nice.
fungals by Machine up front there with the Hellions. But you know what? I don't know if Machine has enough Corruptors at this point. There's about 7 Hellions that, again, there's the only anti-air that's there is really Infestors. And
Absolutely, yeah, and he's kind of running through his energy here. He's got a few more fungal growths left here, but Select is actually splitting it up fairly well right now, so even those fungal growths won't be as effective anymore. A bunch of Corruptors are about to pop off here, but he's going to be losing that
fungal.
middle base. Ouch.
still, huge fungal there because... Oh, if he could just get one more fungal on those Vikings, they'd all die.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing to stop. There's nothing to stop the Broodlords.
Now there isn't here. This is looking pretty rough. Looks like Select is going to possibly have to forego this, although he has a nice reinforcement line of about
another
5
fun.
Vikings
Look at
coming up
that
the
chain
rear, but
Nice fungal by Machine again, and then the Corruptors are coming in to kind of clean all that up. And Machine's looking good again.
yeah, he is. Wow, almost double supply right now of Select here. That is looking rough. 51 to 76 workers right now. His army is fairly well spread out right now. He does have, looks like just 1 Link, but he's got the 3 Broodlords, 9 Roaches, 7 Corruptors, and 6 Infestors. So he's got a lot of crowd control ability and that long range volleys that he can use with those Broodlords to really kind of take command of a lot of these battles here. It's going to be a little bit before Select is going to be able to really come back from this right now. He took a huge hit during that attack.
Yeah, I kind and a lot of folks are probably wondering why Machine hasn't really pushed in here, but I kind of agree with that. Why not get a few more Broodlords and really just just come in and just crush that base there, because
Absolutely.
these infestors have no energy right now. You can wait a little bit, get some more energy so you can have some fungals, and then just kind of finish this game here. But we'll see if Select can kind of claw his way back into this game like he did about 5 minutes ago. So
there's always a chance, I
Yeah.
mean, you can never count players out. One wrong mistake, attacking into a giant siege line or something. I'm just kind of saying little different random things that can happen. I mean, it's happened time and time again. You can never call games until the GGs actually drop down. But wow,
you can never call a game against a Terran, man. Terrans can always come back.
Absolutely, yeah. The mules and all the other different abilities that they really kind of have are so good here. Some Terran players actually, right around this time here, seeing as how he's so defensive now, they actually tend to transition into maybe getting just 1 or 2 defensive nukes. It's not that big of an investment, and
Right.
he can kind of afford it at this time, and that'll allow him or get a lot of extra time. But here comes a big attack going down right now. Roach is getting up in the forward there, and a bunch of infested Terrans being laid down here. It looks like he's going to be able to break through this.
Yeah, Select just doesn't have enough at this point. I mean, Broodlords are just tearing everything up. Even the Roaches are doing a number on the Thors at this point, and the Vikings can't really do anything with the with the infestors with enough energy for a couple fungals. Those Vikings are going to be for naught too.
Yeah, and he still has quite a few corruptors in the mix right now. About 4, which is all he really needs. As soon as the fungal growth goes down there, those Vikings have nowhere to run to. They just take that constant damage. Looks like EG Machine might be attacking this 4th base. That is starting to pay off a little bit right now for Select, but there's not really any way for him to be able to hold this.
Yeah, it looks like I think EG Machine's pretty much got this. There you go. There's the GG.
Yeah. There's the GG there. Machine's going to be able to take that first game. That's pretty good.
All right, that's a good first game. I think both players. I think we're fighting really hard, and Machine for the most part got the better of those engagements. But Select was clawing his way back and showing how good of a Terran player he is.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see what the second game will be here. Let me switch this back over. Oh man, where is it? There it is. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So those of you just tuning in, EG.MachineRC just won game 1 out of the specified format. It's not really, it's a practice specified that they're playing. But EG Machine's up 1-0. We'll see what map he wants to play. Okay. It's like go, go, go. He's like me when I lose. All right, I'm going to hurry up and get the next map.
Okay, that works. What's the map pool?
It's just the normal maps. It's
okay, cool.
Ohana,
So
Antigua.
Scrap Station and,
Yeah. I'll just pick the maps. I guess. I mean, they say they both don't seem to mind. So let's go with Cloud Kingdom. That's a pretty good TVZ map.
Yep, nothing wrong with that. So what's your favorite matchup?
My favorite matchup. That's a good question. I think I enjoy Zerg vs Terran the most. To watch. I hate playing it actually.
What's your favorite to cast?
To cast? I think either ZVT or ZVP.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those two are probably the best. PVTs are pretty good too, honestly. But I've only casted like a limited number of games, so.
Really? I thought that's what you got started out with, was the caster.
Caster? No, absolutely not. Like I started out with Pro Corner. I mean, Pro Corner is basically the first thing I did.
Okay, well that works.
All right, where's Machine? Machine seems to have dropped.
Uh-oh.
Machine gone? Where is he? Oh, maybe maybe some internet issues or something.
Yeah,
but
poke him a few times.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But in the meantime, we just chill, chat, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So where do you kind of feel like that last game went down? Of course, you guys are going to be getting into the really heavy analysis afterwards with the couple pro guys. But where do you kind of think it went wrong? I
think it started off. I think Machine kind of got a little bit of a lead. Well, for one, kind of reading the command center first, which was the proper read, and even before that, Select was kind of metagaming Machine, just knowing Machine is just such a macro player, right? And and yeah, so I think Machine handling that Hellion drop fairly well. Only losing 7 drones wasn't actually much. Given that Select lost how many, like 8 Hellions probably in that, or 7 Hellions or something in that entire engagement. So 7 drones for 7 aliens is definitely not bad. I mean, it's actually worth it for the Zerg to do. And yeah, so I think it started there, and I think I think the choice to go to Broodlords was a really good one for Machine.
Absolutely, yeah. He was able to find that perfect timing. Terran players, generally when they're going to be going up against a Broodlord army, they tend to try to anticipate that, and they pump up the extra starports to be able to deal with it. Because generally, you need quite a few to be able to kill them off. You generally don't have good upgrades for your air, so it takes them a little bit, especially having to blow through, of course, those corruptors first, and then into the Broodlords, and then there's always, of course, those infestors all around, so you have to be super careful with getting clumped up and everything. As we saw that last game, I mean, a really good fungal growth from Machine.
Right, exactly. Definitely good stuff. So you know what? I'm gonna add the starboard here, so that we can at least get the score up here. That's one thing I kind of forgot to do.
Sound slow, or am I?
Actually, let me change the.
That was weird. I was like, wait a minute, am I?
Oh, what happened?
It was on slow.
Oh, was it? Oh,
yeah, I was like,
darn it. That's my bad, guys.
Sure? Like, wow, this is.
Here, I'll set up starboard in a second. Oh, my bad. Slow. Why is the default even slow? I mean, it's my bad for not checking, but I don't even know why the default was slow there. Jeez. All right, let's Cloud Kingdom again, and we'll. Man, I don't think I've ever. Yeah, it's on slower. Wow, that's weird by default. That's odd, but I don't think I've ever played the game on slower. Have you ever done that?
No, I don't even know why they have it on there. Like, who plays it on slow? Yeah,
exactly. Okay, setting this game back up. Sorry about that, guys. Let me get guys watch. All right, here we go. Let's start it up, and then I can set up starboard, and you can see that Machine's up 1-0 here. Machine is Mr. Pink. Those of you know him. He always loves picking pink. Okay, so.
Yeah, looks like we're starting this out here.
All right, let me.
Cloud Kingdom. What do you think is the most prevalent map? Like, what is everybody's favorite map?
Everybody's favorite map? I mean, I think it depends on the race. But hold on. If I were to guess, I mean, I think Daybreak's a pretty standard one. Whoops.
Yeah. How long do you think it's going to take them to kind of balance out the maps on Heart of the Swarm?
Oh, I mean, they haven't even completely balanced out the maps on Wings of Liberty, and to some degree, so it's going to take a long time.
Yeah. Well, it should still be fun, but alrighty, guys, what is up? We are back once again. Going to be checking out the second game here between dignitasSelect and Evil Genius's MachineRC. I am SamSC2 with my co-caster, Chris Chan. I guess, no, technically, I'm the co-caster. Yeah.
It's all good, buddy. Sam's so used to solo casting, man. it's kind of crazy when you actually have a co-caster, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I generally have lots of co-casters, but it's usually they're my co-caster and I'm not the one. Yeah, okay, so let's get into this next game. Of course, this is going to be another TVZ. It's not like they're going to switch on us at all. That would be kind of interesting. I think there's a couple players that do like to do that. Whisper from, I believe that's Team Legion. He likes to actually go random a lot. And Katz has been known for changing his race in the middle for kind of like no reason other than just to kind of have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, the perfect player would be able to play random, right? And be able to play any, whatever map it is, just play the race that gives them the most advantage. But as we know, it is probably too difficult to do that because being an expert at each of these races just takes so much time and practice that it's hard to imagine somebody having that much time.
Wow, look at that. They're beautiful scouting from Machine. It looked like Select was attempting to potentially proxy Rax, his barracks, his first barracks. It's being so far over to the side there, it's kind of indicative of him wanting to lift off and land on the low ground, just decreasing that travel distance to potentially do a fairly early attack. But Machine getting that early drone scout in there, is able to see that.
Yep, and it's always good for the Zerg to be diligent like that, and it's smart of the Terran to do that too. Just hide the barrack. Even hiding the barrack and still not doing a 2-rax is really smart because the Zergs will read it and they'll be a little bit unsure, and they might even change their build to be tricked into doing an overly aggressive build or
like we saw last game with Select, going for that react or the upgrade for the medevacs and canceling like right after the Overlord got picked off there. Just trying to get inside of Machine's head just one more time. Such a good idea though. Anytime you can do that, might as well go ahead and try it. Looks like he is taking the double gas right now and throwing down an in-base command center, which is kind of interesting that he's not going to be putting that down on the low ground. Still there?
Yeah, still there.
Okay, cool.
I'm just trying to make sure everything's good for the viewers.
Okay,
So-
that's cool though. Spawny Pool about to go ahead and finish off here for Machine, but he's most likely not going to try anything like heavy early on here. Just grabbing 2 queens almost instantly, and probably going to pop off with 2 to 4 lings. Although, yep, there it is. 2 lings now on the way. It looks like he's just going to be going with 2 this side or this time. Just grab both the towers and then possibly scat out for any other proxies. So good stuff there. Select does have his own frontal tower, so he could potentially, stutter step micro a bit against those lings, but we'll have to see what else he does there. Overlords are already in place for Machine, so he's going to be able to know when the timing of the second base goes down. Really nice map vision awareness right now for Machine.
Yeah, notice how the Overlord went straight down and is going to the left there. That's usually the safest route to go.
Yeah.
There was a time where the Terrans were sending out that one Marine to go kill that Overlord, but I haven't really seen that much, like, in a long time. Like,
yeah, it's hard to do because one, you're going to be throwing your that early Marine kind of out there in harm's way, to that general 2 to 4 pack of lings, and to try to pick up that Overlord kill, which you sometimes can or cannot get. It depends on and how standard the Overlords like to go, like the standard routes of movement, I should say.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, looks like Select is moving that command center out to the natural now, so he's going to be start mining from it. It looks like he's going to a pretty standard Hellion opening where he'll probably build 2 to 4 Hellions, try to main or contain the creep.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of a change up in some of the metagame lately. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it's a change up. It's more of a revert back to, in which the Terrans are starting to go for more of a Hellion Marauder push versus going for these Banshees. I mean, Banshees are so prevalent now. Zergs tend to go for those extra queens, and if you go, a couple Marauders, 2 to 3 Marauders to get that concussive shelves, you're going to be able to micro against them super quickly and really eat into the Zerg's economy and infrastructure.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how everything's worked out lately with, before everybody was complaining, a lot of Terrans were complaining with the queen upgrade, right?
Yeah.
But now, you're finding a lot of Zergs not even building that many queens anymore. They're kind of reverting back to just maybe 4 queens, 1 creeping queen and then 1 at each hatchery. So it's not that crazy 6 queen that we were seeing for quite some time. And it looks like Select is going with that Hellion Banshee opening this time. Last time I think he faked it, right? So
yeah, absolutely. He did try to fake that. Looks like the Overlord most likely is going to be scouting out into the main here pretty soon. Well, it's on the right side of his main base, just checking out that gas timings here. He's not going for Cloak this time. Just going to just go for the Banshees himself, so he has to be very careful about microing against this. But with the Roaches already out on the field here, Select is going to have a little bit of a trouble time trying to hold this off here. He does have a nice wall off, and he's got a couple extra SCVs here to be able to repair everything. And over time, the Banshee's going to be able to start to pick him off, as you can see here, picking off about 1 Roach so far, which just takes so long to be able to kill off Roaches.
Well, Machine's got to bust a hole here. I'm not surprised he's not trying to take down one of these supply depots because he has a ton of lings that are going to do it. There you go. He gets in there, and the lings are going to do quite a bit of damage here. And
yeah, they are. But Hellions here in towards Machine's base right now. He's actually going to be able to get into the middle line of the second and the main base, so he's doing a lot of damage himself, and beautiful timing for those extra Hellions to pop up into the main, preventing those lings from streaming inside.
There's a lot going on right now. Lots of dead workers on both sides here. So we'll see. Looks like Machine's killed. Let's see how many he's killed. Machine's killed 11. Select's killed 12. So
yeah, it looks like Machine's kind of come ahead from this, considering the fact that he didn't lose a significant amount of workers. Zergs are so good at being able to rebuild them quickly too. 56 over 23, yes. And Select has kind of effectively reverted back a few minutes right now. I mean, he lost his wall, he got supply blocked for a little bit there, and he's going to have to go ahead and change up really, really quickly, and there it is, Layer Tech going down. He's got +1/+1 in the Stim Pack on the way right now, so that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, if there's units to have, like when you're a little bit behind like this, it's definitely Banshees and Hellions. You can harass the Zerg for a long time and kind of get yourself back, get your feet back under you at your home base. So I think that's what Select's going to be doing. He's just going to be trying to harass the third, try to harass the natural, but not really committing to anything, because having these units on the map are so important for him right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, there he is. Going to get some drone kills here. Nice.
Wow. Yeah, both those Banshees have picked up quite a lot of kills right now. They've definitely paid for themselves, and pretty much were the main reason why he was able to hold off the Zerg player, Machine here. To be able to get into the main, and there's actually only the one Spore Crawler, and here comes those extra Queens, though. Ooh. Nice, bring down the one Banshee to about 32 here. 22 workers have been killed right now for Select, so he's starting to claw his way back right now. 59 over 37 workers, that's pretty good.
And the big thing again is that Machine can't leave his base. He's got to deal with this. He's got to manage his economy and fend off these annoying Banshees, right? And the Hellions are even sitting there. So
yeah, that's pretty good. He can't creep as much as he wants to. He does have those roaches, but again, like you were just talking about, if he pokes up just a little bit there, those Banshees will be right up in their face, just slowly killing them off. Looks like Machine he has dropped down the double evolutionary chamber, as well as that spire into the main base. So we're possibly going to be seeing some more mutas, as we saw that last game, or potentially just trying to rush up towards hive tech in a little bit here.
I think it's going to be mutas, because given he doesn't have an infestor den, and typically whenever the Zerg's building the spire, they would upgrade to hive, and I don't really see that happening. And honestly, I think the muta is actually a good decision. The muta catching the Terran in this kind of transitional phase where he's going into biotank is Muta Ling Bane is actually really strong, at least for the first part of that transition.
Yeah, till the tank lines can get up in place.
Exactly.
Or just mass Marines are able to amass. So nice read right there from Machine. Looks like the Vikings are going to be able to pick off the rest of the Overlords that were over towards Select's base. And amazingly here, 88 over 92 Select has definitely come back right now. That is amazing. That third command center has really been helping him out quite a bit there. It looks like he is going to be establishing that third right now. Kind of risky, though. He doesn't have a huge force to deal with anything the Zerg might try to attack with here. But looks like it's just going to be mass muta here soon. 10 mutas on the way.
Yep, looks like mass muta, and again, looks like Select going to be going biotank this game. He's got all his upgrades, getting a siege tank going here. So I think there's a small timing right now that I feel like Machine can do a lot of damage, and that's kind of what he's doing. He's flying over his mutas to harass the natural, while he's going to be sending. I think he's going to be sending roaches and lings. Oh, it looks like all roaches. He's building 18 roaches. He's going to send roaches over to the third there, and
nice
catching those Banshees over there. Nice.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pickup right there.
How did he see those?
He must have saw them as they left the third base. He kind of knew the standard placements for them to go ahead and run through. He loses one muta right there as he tried to attack the secondary base. And just one turret, though, in place. He could have possibly picked it off, but he wants to be so careful, seeing how there is a pretty good count of Marines out on the field right now for Select.
All right, guys are asking for APM. Just kind of flashed you the APM there. Both guys are really fast players. So
yeah, look at that. Nice. 240 for Select and 163 for Machine. It looks, there it is. A bunch of Banelings are now on the way here. We're going to be seeing a big attack fairly soon from Machine. He's going to be, oh wow.
He really could have used those mutas. Those mutas would have been really great in this attack to kind of deal with that tank on the high ground. Yeah. So it's going to all be about the tanks fight. If the tanks can get rid of the Banes, then Select will probably end up pretty darn good in this battle here. But
absolutely. But the issue is he's kind of in a clumped up area here, and he's going to be super careful about engaging against those Banelings. It looks like all the Banelings get picked off here. Yep. Man, that tank on the high ground is pretty much a champ right now. Medevacs have come out, but they actually don't have much to give up.
That tank on the high ground is just doing a number. He's got 10 kills, and it's going to keep going up here.
Yeah, a couple more Banelings are morphing in here on that ramp location. Looks like he's going to go up to Infestation Pit behind this attack here. He's not really doing all that much with this attack. He's kind of throwing away quite a lot of units.
Well, he's going to try to get the SCVs here, and I think, if he would have split those Banes, he would have got a lot of them, but...
so close to those Marauders.
Two Banes on one SCV there.
Ouch. Nice.
Okay,
beautiful hold from Select. That was a really good hold.
Definitely great hold by Select.
Yeah, he didn't lose that many SCVs. It has been completely evened up there. 25 to 25 workers being killed off here. That's good, but the Hive Tech is now on the way, along with that Pathogen Glands. He doesn't have Infestors yet, but they are definitely going to be on the way fairly soon, and he can still feel very secure and be able to take just full map control, seeing as how Select can't really push out yet.
All right, so waiting for that hive. It's going to be a while if he goes to Broodlords here, so it'd be interesting to see if he actually no, he's building mutas. I thought maybe Machine would try to stick with more of a Ling Infestor type of composition against this, but it looks like he's building another 13 mutas, and he wants to engage this army again with the Muta Ling composition, which honestly the bio is pretty small here, so
yeah, it's going to be about if Select can get up that tank line or not in time before the attack that happens.
Even if he does, I mean, there's how many Marines in this? I mean, there's only 16 Marines here.
Yeah.
I mean, those Lings can even take care of the Marines, honestly.
That. Ooh, but it looks
nope.
like Machine needs to
That was
back out.
nice. Yep, that was a little early there on that attack. The rest of his army was a little bit behind it, but he's going after the tanks.
And there's a drop going down into the secondary base of Machine. He's picking up a lot of kills there, bringing it up to about 48.
Oh, it looks like 23 kills. 23 SCV kills here. He does clean up the main army here, but he lost 23 drones in the meantime, so that's going to be... Yeah, he's down to 53 drones.
And this is a big problem. He went to the Hive Tech, but now that he went through pretty much all of his gas building up, all of those mutas that he kind of just lost a bunch of them too. He's down to only 12 right now. Wow. He's in some trouble here. Those drones were really, really needed to be able to go up to those, the Brood Lords, or, if he's going to be going for Ultras, but, he's already got the Spire, he wouldn't be going for Ultras. Actually,
a really big issue too that some folks don't think about is really the usage of larva. So right now, he has to call it GG because he has to use larva on drones there, and ideally in that point in the game, you want to be just building army just nonstop against a Terran that's just going to be constantly attacking you. All right, GG by dignitasSelect. It was a really good game by him.
Yeah, that was a really good game there.
Mm-hmm. And again, I think he clawed his way back in with that, Hellion and Banshee here. Those Banshees did so much damage.
Yeah, they did.
All right, let me start up this game. Let's.
I think it really came down to that drop.
I think they're just letting me pick any map. Actually, Machine probably won't want to pick a map here. Let me see. See what he says.
Did I retweet this?
All the WCS maps, Machine. So, what did you think of that game? What do you think the key moments were?
I actually am more partial to Terrans not going.
Hold on, couldn't hear you for a second. Go ahead.
Okay, there. Okay, I don't know. I kind of feel mech is very it's good, but you have to be so careful with it. So I do kind of prefer that the tank and Marine Marauder mixes that they go ahead and go for. But it is, again, very susceptible to the Broodlord switches. But it seems like all Terran strategies are susceptible to those tech switches almost instantly. Broodlords are so good at everything. Of course, not against Vikings, though. Can't shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, that one hold at the third I felt like was really, really the key, huge for Select.
Yeah.
The one with the tank on the high ground there, I think that was great hold by him, and that's pretty much what won him the game, I think.
Yeah. Well, it was the drop at the secondary base. I mean, he picked off so many drones in a very quick succession. Machine wasn't going to be able to build up his standard spine crawler, spore crawler wall that Zergs like to go ahead and go for to bog down the Terran army for any amount of time. Because you need to be able to do that. Zergs are so responsive. You see what's coming your way if your overlords and your creep or your sporadically placed Zerglings, and then you build accordingly to counteract it.
All right, we're going to be playing WCS and Tuned Valley. Currently, this series is 1-1 again with dignitasSelect and EG.MachineRC tied in this best of 5. So, what do you think about Entombed Valley in this matchup?
Well, this is a pretty good map. It's a very big map, so we're most likely going to be seeing. I'm just pulling this out of my hat here, but I kind of feel like he's going to try to go for more of a mech style play here. But then again, it's also very good for drops and other fast-paced play. I couldn't pronounce my words for a second there. We're just going to have to see how these players like to play out this map.
Well, the two players are on the same side here, which definitely is a shorter distance. Generally doesn't favor the Zerg player, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be too bad if you end up going with a Roach Bane timing.
Yeah.
But we'll see here. So in the top left corner, we have the red Terran, dignitasSelect. And the in the bottom left, we have the pink Zerg, EG.MachineRC.
Yep.
And,
Yeah. So really
go
good game so far from both of these players. You know, it is 1-1 right now, and it's been pretty fun so far. This is a best of 5 series, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. That should definitely be fun here. Did we go over what your favorite strategy for TVZ was?
Oh, my favorite strategy?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of been changing. I think, my favorite strategy is still, I think, kind of opening upgraded lings into, heavy infestors, and then into whatever hive tech you want, whether it's ultra or it's broods.
Yes. We're going to be seeing some proxy racks action right now. This is so cool. I was kind of thinking, this is another thing about this map. It's so good at proxy raxing because there's so many different locations you can go for, and it takes such a significant amount of time for those drones to be able to scout it out. I mean, you could try to utilize the overlords, but you have to be so careful about them too, because you get caught out of place, and early Marine will be able to pick it off, and you kind of have to just immediately book it over towards either the bottom right or the top left immediately. And oh my gosh,
well, again,
look at that for Machine. Wow.
Again, Machine's just, scouting all these barracks, and, definitely knowing that it's a 2 racks here is going to help Machine a ton here. He might be able to get that spine up early, get that queen going.
Yeah, this is so good right there. I love, man, amazing scouting so far every single game for Machine.
Let's see if Select cancels this barrack. No, he's going to continue building it. I think he's going to continue on with this 2 racks harassment here, or pressure here, and see if Machine can handle it without taking too much damage.
Yeah, he has no gas on the way, so it's not going to be like a proxy Reaper or proxy Marauder play. It's just going to be just straight up Marines. He hasn't been pulling any that many SCVs yet, so it's possibly he's not going to be throwing up some bunkers near Select's base. But it looks like Machine is actually pulling. Wow, he's pulling almost all of his drones right now.
Oh, he's just looking for him. I mean, I think Select is waiting, and I think Machine's a little bit surprised about that.
Yeah.
And I don't think it hurts Machine too much there to be just a little bit cautious there and not lose to those 2 or 3 Marines, and then the bunker goes down, and then all of a sudden it's the game's just kind of getting out of hand. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, because he does have that secondary base, so he immediately just pulls him right back there to get right back to mine. He doesn't lose a significant amount of time because he's going to need to transfer him down there anyways. As you can see, a bunch of links have already popped off here. Select is kind of little bit behind. You can't really say he's like totally behind because he's still doing great. But these Marines have got to be able to pick off a lot of these lings, which is very possible. There's not a huge number of them. It's only about 8 of them, although he just lost 1. And here comes the aggression, possibly, or at least he's just going to be taking this tower.
Well, it's kind of interesting because it looks like he's going to continue being aggressive here. I mean, I thought he was going to just kind of feign this 2 racks and fall back into a macro game, and hopefully Machine builds a ton of links. But it looks like Select is continuing to build Marines, and he's going to be attacking into this natural area.
Yeah, he pokes up there. He sees. Most likely it was a spine. I think he caught the tail end of that spine crawler. Yeah, so he knows. It's so hard for Marines to be able to tank that down. You need to get like a Marauder or anything of a heavier unit to be able to deal with that. So he pulls back. Doesn't want to give away free Marines, and it looks like he is going to go ahead and pack up his bags and head right back home.
I'm still kind of looking for any kind of kills he can get. He's going to kill a lot of lings here, and that actually might prompt him to pressure after that, because the spine by itself is not very good. A spine and a queen by themselves are not enough to really kill these 9 Marines. So
yeah, you're absolutely right there. Look at that Select, knowing that indicating that I've killed off quite a few lings, and he's going to go in for that attack. That is good, but it is double queen here.
Yeah, double queen is going to be able to hold that.
Yeah.
But one thing for Select though is it caused Machine to build another 10 lings. That's 5 drones he could have built.
Yeah, nice. So that's some good stuff there, and he's got a really secure wall going down here. It looks like he's built up a supply depot. I think he was going for all 4 of the barracks here, so he wasn't going to be susceptible to any kind of like baneling attack anytime soon. But that supply depot is going to go ahead and give him a little bit of a weakness, I should say. He has taken his secondary base, and he's even gotten a 3rd command center up here, so it's perfect. That's exactly what he needed to do. Generally, when these failed cheese kind of plays, you can't really call it total cheese because it is kind of standard in like Korea and other places like that to go ahead and try the double racks pressure. he knows exactly what you have to do. You either have to go all in with your crazy attacks or go right into heavy macro to be able to come back.
Yeah, it looks like Select's taking the four racks approach or build here, and usually what this means is it's going to be very bio heavy in the beginning. Lots of harassments. It's usually a lot of really small engagements, and Terran's all about getting the better end of engagements and having that kind of snowball on the Zerg over time.
Yeah.
And we'll see if that's going to be the case here. It looks like Machine doesn't know about this bunker over here, and Select's building another bunker. So
this is so good. This is going to bog down that third for such a serious amount of time.
This is going to be like a jumping point for Select. I mean, he's going to get a lot of links. Again, it's just all about cost efficiency, and that's what I was talking about. Terran's all about winning these little engagements, and that's exactly what this is right now.
Yeah, he's picking up quite a few of those lings. Looks like the bunker is going to go ahead and get cleaned up here, but Citrus micro, but he kind of gets caught right there. He's going to be able to get up into that mineral field, but a few more there to go ahead and clean that up. And it looks like he's going to push out one more time for a pretty big, sizable Marine force once again. He's on, what is that? That's about 17 Marines. That's really good. And combat shield's about to finish off here. In fact, it just finishes.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Select's got a little bit too much here. I mean, Machine's building another 10 lings. He's still got the spine there. He's got a queen there that can tank a little bit. And okay, there he goes. He's morphing in about 10 Banes here.
Yeah.
That should do it. We'll just see how much damage is done before those Banes actually get there. He's got to wait on those lings. Got to wait on those drones. Got to be really patient.
Yeah.
All right, here come the Banes. And then
Select is almost, he's trying to focus fire as best as he can there, but the Banelings is going to be a little bit too powerful. He's going to be able to clean that up.
All right, and Machine didn't take too much damage there. He lost, looks like he lost, 9 workers there?
Yeah, only about 9 drones being picked off.
Not bad.
Yeah, his follow-up is immediately just throwing down 2 expansions behind that, and he's going to go ahead and go in for a potential counterattack. Most likely just going to poke in towards the third, see what's going on, and see if he can do any damage whatsoever. And he already has a Ling there just attacking that poor orbital command. Looks like those middle rocks are trying to go down here, but it's taken him quite a while since he's lost his big force that he used to have.
Yeah, I mean, Select's in really great shape here. He's about 6 workers ahead of Machine at this point in the game, which is... this is not supposed to be happening in this matchup.
No.
And I think a lot of it, again, had to do with a lot of those good trades, a lot of those lings that died, and Machine had to replace, had to use that larva on lings instead of on drones.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, by the 12-minute mark, generally, just about every Zerg on the planet would have been maxed out on drones and pretty much maxing out on roach counts too, if that's what they were going to be going for. But Machine, once again, going to be going for the Spire Tech here. I like that though. It's so much fun. I like Mutaplay. And looks like we have a couple hidden Banelings up here by the third. Morphing in right now. He's gonna.
There's not much there yet, though. He's gonna be hiding in the trees. Is he gonna be hiding? No. It's gonna
go in for the attack. That's not.
There's only 3 of them there, but He does. 2 Banes. They were coming. There were a bunch more coming there.
If only waited a few more seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Oh well, their Stimpack has finished up right now for the Marines, and for Select, I should say. Now he has that medevac support, so it's opening him up for a few different ways for him to go ahead and attack against Machine right now. He can go in for the drops, or just go in for the attacks. As you can see here, picks off a Queen almost instantly, but he's going to get immediately surrounded by all those lings, but hacks up inside of those medevacs and gets out of harm's way.
And
2-2 on the way right now for the Tyrant, and 1 and 1 Carpus, Flyer Carpus for the Zerg.
And Select lost a whole 1 Marine in that battle.
Yeah. Nice trading.
Exactly.
Resources lost is showing 2,900 to about 1,700 right now. 9 to 3 workers killed off so far, and Select is, like you were saying, he's just doing great. He's got all those. He's got it looks like 1 extra orbital command, but he's got a lot of meal drops potential up at the third here. Potentially might be going for a 4th soon, because his army is starting to look very powerful, and he's got a lot of extra SCVs. I mean, he's at 68 right now. Yeah,
and I'm a little surprised that Select's pushing out, continuing to push out with this small Marine army here. But you know what? He might actually take out this force. So forget what I just said there.
Right focusing down that poor Baneling that was a little bit too far heading again. Picks off a few more and gets up in the medevacs.
The Muta should have been taking out the medevacs there, but it looks like he's going to be dropping. He might lose another Muta here.
Wow.
Nice work by Select there.
Yeah, he is doing great here. Just keeping Machine on his toes constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, though. This is very Korean-esque. That sounds, I guess it might sound weird to say, but this is what they really like to go for. A very standard super pro Korean play style, which is these smaller amounts of units. Americans really tend to go for, I've got a giant army, you've got a giant army, who can split and use their units better? That's really what it comes down to for a lot of big-name American players.
All right, looks like Select is running a bunch of SCVs over to start with a sensor tower and a missile turret, but there's lings there for each of those guys, and
wow. That was one of the most cost-effective little small Marine forces I think I've ever seen there. He picked off so many banelings as Machine was trying to go ahead and pick that off. Looks like he is definitely going to be taking that forward base, and he is starting to push out right now. How many mutas are still up? Looks like only about 13 mutas are now up right now for Select. For Machine. So Select most likely will not be able to continue this small force attack style because now that Machine is feeling great, he's going to be able to push out more and more frequently, taking that map control, getting that vision of everything, and seeing where it is that the next incoming attack is happening.
Yeah, and this is the classic Select that I know. It's the one that the Select that's pushing out with Marine tank. He's got a medevac heading towards Machine's natural there, and it's going to be a lot of engagements with these main armies. While I think that drop's going to be doing some damage over there, but yeah, Machine's doing really well with this attack. He's going to be pulling off there. All the lings are gone, so.
Yeah.
It looks like that drop's going into the main.
Ooh,
Could actually snipe the spire too if he really wanted to, but he's going right after the mineral line. Oh,
there it is.
The spawning pool would be pretty bad too, honestly.
Yeah, that would be pretty good considering the fact Machine's been pretty much just sticking with that massling style right now. He is focusing it down here and might switch right back onto the lair, delay the rest of that higher tech stuff that might be trying to come out there. More scans are going down right now. Machine is actually pretty far behind in the unit count, and now that siege line is up here, this defensive play is going to be beautiful. Such good spreads there from Select here. Really eating away at Machine's army. The tanks are kind of undefended right now, but those Marines can easily just stim down and start to pick off those units. But a couple more families coming up the rear to be able to clean that up. More reinforcements from Select, though. This is back and forth right now.
It's back and forth, but Machine just lost the spawning pool, so he's not going to be able to reinforce with any more lings, and I think Select knows that, so he's just going to be continuing to send those Marine trains down. There he goes. This is GG.
Yeah. Beautiful, yeah. Finding the perfect
there.
time to be able to attack that main base and the fourth base, really. That was good.
Yeah, that was definitely a good game played by Dignitas Select there. I think every engagement it seemed like he got the better end of it, and
What?
It was just you waving.
Oh yeah.
Ohana, okay, here we go. All right, WCS Ohana. That's a fun map.
So, do you think we're going to see any BCs at all tonight?
BCs? Oh wow. I don't think we'll see BCs on this map.
I don't think we're ever going to see BCs.
we might have seen BCs on Daybreak, maybe, but
yeah. I think every single game I've ever casted where a player goes for BCs, no matter how far ahead they are, they lose. Every single time. It's amazing.
I've seen some games with BCs, not very often.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're hard to kill. I mean, what do Zergs have that really kill BCs fast, right? I mean,
air banelings? Wait, no, they don't have those anymore.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, air banes would be amazing.
Yeah, I like the mines. The
Widow mines.
Widow mines, yeah,
yes.
and Heart of the Swarm. Those are so cool.
All you viewers out there, I'm trying to get beta keys for you guys for giveaways. So, I'll let you know really soon if I get them. But it's looking pretty good, I have to say. So be ready for some Heart of the Swarm beta key giveaways soon, fellas, and the ladies. All right. Okay, Ohana. Let's do this.
Alrighty. So yeah, this is a pretty good map here. It's kind of a more of a closer in map. A lot of earlier attacks. Not a lot of crazy long games on this, seeing as how there's only kind of like 5 bases for each player. So you rarely see this go over like the 30-minute mark. But then I probably could be completely wrong right now. So looks like this is going to be the fourth game now, right?
Yep, this will be the fourth game. Currently, dignitasSelect is up 2-1 against EG.MachineRC. I think all the games have been really good, though.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they definitely have. A lot of non-standard play from both of these players. I'm kind of really, I like that though. Machine not sticking with the Stefano-esque Zerg play, which is cool.
yeah, I mean, Lingbane Muta has been starting to, kind of make an appearance again in the metagame.
Yeah,
And we're starting to see it, particularly because the Hellion Banshee openings. Obviously, Mutas counter both of those units really, really well. So, seeing a lot more two-base Mutaling, and that sort of thing from time to time.
Yeah. Well, pretty much all of them are powerful. We know Zerg is a very good race. It's one of the most favored and most played races now. And especially after all of those buffs they've gotten over the past, there are a lot of players kind of switched right on over to Zerg. How do you feel about Zerg in the Heart of the Swarm?
Zerg and Heart of the Swarm? I think Zerg and the Heart of the Swarm is pretty good. I mean, I think out of all the races, I feel like they've done the best job with the Zerg. It's it's not too out there. It's it's fairly balanced, and little tweaks with the Heart, the Swarm host, and probably there'll probably be some tweaks for the Viper too. But I think overall, I think they've done well. I think with Zerg. I don't know if I can say the same for the other two races, honestly, because there's just been, there's been a lot of hacking off limbs and hacking off this and that, and seeing how they can rebalance it, and I'm not sure that was originally intended. So
yeah, I kind of feel like Protoss kind of got the short end of the stick in Heart of the Swarm.
Oh my gosh, have you seen the Shield?
Not well. I actually haven't watched too much of it lately. I kind of got out of it. Like after that first week, I just had to go right back to Wings of Liberty. So, but everything I cast, I don't think I've ever seen a Protoss win in any of the games I casted or watched.
Well, the Protoss have a shield now on the whatchamacallit. I'm just having a brain fart. I can't remember the Protoss unit, but it's basically a shield that prevents things like fungals. And,
that's good.
Yeah,
wow.
Anything to be cast on it. So, like, you can imagine, I've seen some...
Not really, just kind of standard play right now. Select he did just grab the double gas in his main base, and he does have the command center on the way, about halfway done right now. Zerg player, taking his secondary. Spawning pool just finishing up just a few seconds ago. He hasn't taken a gas himself, so he's most likely going to be taking a fairly early third once again. Not sure. It did down. It did go down. Wow.
Yeah. Well, okay, restarting the stream. I'm not sure what happened there, actually.
Yeah,
I didn't...
I've been having a lot of problems with that too. XSplit seems to be crashing all the time. Man,
really?
Are we live again?
I think we're live now. Let me see. I'm gonna try to reload this, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. I mean, things happen all the time there. People they're fairly understanding sometimes. Looks like we got that factory on the way, about halfway done right now. No third or fourth gas yet from the Terran player, but pretty standard stuff there. Zerg player has not taken his third yet, but he does have the drone over in place, so it looks like he's just going to be saving up just for a little bit longer. And it looks like 2 more barracks going down right now for Select.
Yep, Select... kind of opting again, I think, for... Actually, he looks like he's just going 3 barracks instead of 4 barracks, so it'll be a lot more standard here. Won't be a Banshee opening, right? So it'll be very, very standard.
Yeah, this is cool though. We're not seeing just that standard 1-1-1. It's going to be the double Hellion into more of a mass bio play. But I like that though. Again, but I like anything other than non-standard. So.
Right.
Yeah.
But standard in this series so far is actually a change-up because I don't think he's opened this any of the games actually. So.
No, you're right.
All right. Looks like the 2 Hellions are making their way over to the natural here. I think they're going to just try to prevent those Troop Tumors from reaching the low ground here. But
Yeah, looks like the Roach one finishing off with the Zerg player. He's got that metabolic boost about halfway done right now. Potentially going to be going in for an attack soon. Seems out. He's got about 8 Roaches on the way and a Baneling Nest.
Oh, and Baneling coming. Yeah. You know what? I actually think this third is just a decoy.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's nice to have, but
yeah.
but I think it's more of a decoy than anything else. But you know, those Hellions will definitely see the Roaches pretty early here. It's not gonna really be hiding them. Actually, he's only showing 5 of them, but you know what? I think at this point in the game, though, I think 5 is definitely a caution alert for Select. And yes, he is throwing up a bunker in another supply depot wall to kind of finish off his wall there.
Yeah, definitely a really good idea. Because, you know, Zerg's pushing in with just a few Roaches. I mean, when you generally only have Hellions to deal with them, they can really wreak havoc with just about everything.
Yeah.
Looks like that bunker's so close to finishing off. He's only got the 1 Marauder to really do a lot of damage here, so he potentially might lose this wall. A bunch of SCVs have been pulled off the line to get that repair going down, and it looks like a few more Marines are going to be able to pop off to go ahead and help out quite a bit. That bunker looks like it might not finish. Wow.
It's all about just how many SCVs he kills. He's killed 5 so far, so I mean it's definitely a good start. I mean, if he can kill somewhere in the realm of 15 to 20 SCVs, then this, he can actually continue. He can transition into a regular game here. But
yeah, but here comes the Banelings though, and this oncoming attack here looks like those supply depots almost instantly getting picked off there. And look at that Select seeing this
good
happen.
call by
Pulls
Select.
all the SCVs, that is beautiful.
Again, it's about the worker count here. That's the most important thing about this attack is Machine's got to kill workers, and I don't think he's killed enough, quite honestly.
No. He in fact, he only killed about 1 more worker after that first attack, so that was really beautiful hold from Select here. And really, look at the drone count from EG Machine. It's only at 45 to the 36 of Select right now, so he's just going to be able to instantly come back.
Yeah,
awesome.
the one great thing though about what Machine did was that he did let that third finish. So he already had that third up. So he his drone count is huge here. He's gonna have to hold this attack. If he can hold this attack, he's gonna be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, but he's primarily just going to be using the Lings and the Banelings to be able to do it, and we've seen Select be able to split so well against Banelings.
All right. Oh, the Lings get a great surround here. Oh, but the Medivacs. The Medivacs with the pickup. It's good.
So
great move by dignitasSelect there.
Yeah. He might be swinging back to go ahead and drop towards the third, and looks like that is what he's going to be going for here. Machine, though, might know something is up, and yeah, it looks like he is going to go ahead and check out that high ground, and as I say that, he pulls back down. And nope, Lone Baneling going to see this here and get almost instantly picked off. Wow.
But Machine is definitely sending some units down to scout the third of Select. But you know what? At home, Select's got almost nothing here, but, unfortunately, Machine doesn't know that, so he's having, he's trying to make sure that drop doesn't, or those that first army doesn't do any damage to him at the third. But he's losing Banes, and that's enough damage.
Yeah, I really like the way he split up his army too. Those Marauders right in the front to tank down any of the Banelings that do actually break on through, and those Marines add that DPS right in the rear. So really nice split again from Select here, and he's just being as pesky as possible with these Marines and Marauders, taking out quite a few Lings.
Oh, Machine's going to lose that Queen there.
A couple more transferring drones.
Yeah, it's just, Select's just doing a great job here. I mean, those units are working.
Yes,
they are. Look at all these kills they have.
Viking is still out on the field here. He's already picked off about 1 Overlord. Most likely to get about possibly 2 or more here. Depends on how well Machine responds to it. He's got about 5 of them just open for the picking off here. Just all around the front of his main base. Just getting that nice perimeter vision.
Yeah, I mean, Machine really needs centrifugal hooks. I mean, Bane speed. Once he gets that, it's going to be, he'll be able to deal with some of these little bio armies here, because he's going with a very heavy Ling, upgraded Ling. He's only got +1 right now, but it's a very heavy Ling Bane kind of style. But he's kind of building that spire. Doesn't look like he's rushing a hive, which I think typically in this style he likes to do, but I think he might build a few mutas just to clean up medevacs.
Here comes another drop in towards the main of Machine right now. It's 1 Marauder, about 6 Marines here.
Yeah,
he could possibly stim up and snipe off that spire. Oh, it looks like he's not going to focus it down. He's going for the workers instead. Yeah,
but look what's happening at the third. Whenever those Lings are going to react to that, wow, this army of dignitasSelect is just annihilating drones over here at the third.
Gosh. Wow, wow, look at that number. Just shoot ahead. They're up to 30 workers killed off right now for Select. He is absolutely back in this game. And that third is about to go down. He gets it. And he's going to be able to get up and out of harm's way once again there. 15 mutas do pop off right now. So he's going to be able to deny any more of this, this drop play from Select here. But damage has kind of been done already.
Yeah, I think the damage is, I mean, that army is like a baller army right there.
Yeah.
I mean, they just will not die. Okay,
Wow.
Finally, Machine cleans that army up. That army was the Alpha Squad, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, third base has gone up for Select right now, and he does have tank support now. So even as these links try to go ahead and stream in with the band link supporting them, and of course those mutas in the air, he's going to be able to knock out quite a few of them with just a couple volleys and with proper control with his Marines, as we've seen time and time again. He's going to be able to split and pick off everything else here. He does need to
he's
get.
going to be going in the third. That's not the
over here,
best
though.
place to be going in.
Ooh, nice. SCV, kind of a champ right there. Is actually able to pick off a few Banelings, or at least force a couple Banelings to explode onto just a single one here. And it looks like Machine might
he could use
pushed
some
away.
of those
So
banes.
close.
He knows those mutas to... Oh, actually, he's working on the command center there.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to pick it off there. The GG gets called right there. Select. Going to be able to take that game.
All right, so Select takes the series 3-1. Let's go. We're going to get these guys back on the call here. And, yeah, great series.
Wow, yeah.
All right, let's switch back over here. And let me get these guys back in here.
Ah, nice. That was a nice little swipe you had there up the thing. That was cool.
Which one?
On the show there.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
like a
show,
little
yeah.
swipe. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, let me get... Where's Bryce? There he is. I'm going to have to fix your screen region here.
When it dropped, did you fix it on Team Liquid?
No. Does it need
It's
to be
not on
fixed?
Team Liquid
Okay,
anymore.
let me fix that.
I think they deleted it where it ended.
Oh, did they? Great.
Oh well.
Hey, what's up?
That's the worst part.
Hey, Machine.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Good series. Good series. Let me get Select on
I
here
haven't seen you in a while, Bryce.
Yeah, I know, right?
this weekend, right?
How were those ribs? Or was it ribs or?
Yeah, it was ribs. Yeah, they
Okay.
ended up being pretty good.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me get y'all's screen region in here. All right, good series, guys. Or congrats, Select.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Thank you.
Yeah, so I figured at this point we would maybe talk a little bit about the series and just how some of the games went.
All right.
Okay. Do you see me, by the way? Do you hear me?
I hear you. I don't see you though.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
There it is.
Okay, great. There we go. Now we see you. Okay, so why don't we talk about game one? And game one was on Daybreak.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I played pretty sloppy there. I tried to do some mind game. I showed him researching clock, but it wasn't clock. I was actually making a medevac, but his overall timing was really good.
Yeah.
He came right when my medevac was out, so I got caught with that. I think I could have done more damage if he didn't see it.
Oh, I see.
Um,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think I should have just get better unit composition and push out because I was ahead when he lost so many watches on my third. But yeah, that was my bad decision there.
Yeah, I mean,
I
go
think the
ahead.
early game I was able to do a lot of damage to his economy with like the Ling run by in the main, then hitting third simultaneously. And then he was busy dealing with that, so my queens kind of were able to just clean up the Hellions in the main.
Yeah, I think you only lost like maybe 6 or 7 drones there, and you killed like 7 Hellions. So that's definitely a good trade for you there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the game, I think you ended up opting for to going straight to Broodlords, and getting into that very familiar army composition that we see Zergs going into the late game against Mech.
Yeah. Like Broodlord, Infester, just summon Infester for the Vikings, then Corruptor, adding in Queens like Roachling later as I see fit.
Yeah, so Select, do you like to go Mech on that map?
I feel comfortable playing Mag on Daybreak because it's so hard to play Bio on that map because drops are not really working on that map. So I like Mag better and I with Mag I can push through middle. That's really near the force base to force base. Yeah.
I see. And Machine, I noticed that there was like this transitionary period where you were, pumping out a lot of roaches during that, and then it was kind of like buying. I guess it was just buying time for you to get to Broodlords.
Actually, I was trying to be a little aggressive on his third and delay his fourth as much as possible. I maybe overcommitted, definitely on his third, and took a lot of heavy casualties there. But it really was just trying to get that Broodlord transition up. And I was actually hoping to hit a timing with my first Broodlords, but they ended up just kind of saving me from his push. Then we ended up doing like that the base trade. It ended up working out pretty well for me there. He sniped my hive, but I already had my tech, and I already had decent upgrades at that point, so I don't really think it was worth it. And then I just kind of closed out the game from there.
Right. Okay, yeah, and that kind of led us into, I think game 2 was was on Cloud Kingdom.
Yep.
And Cloud Kingdom, I'm trying to remember, Sam, but Cloud Kingdom, you opened with Roach's machine? Did you have
it was
timing with Roach's, right?
It was supposed to be like a Roach Bane timing, but I believe you want Banshee, and so I opted not to morph Banes and just drone, saturate my like 3 bases, get spores up to defend. And then from there, what happened?
Well, I think it looked like you for what was it? I think there was an engagement that I think Machine had where I think it ended up going Machine's way. And I remember me and Sam talking about Select you having those 2 Banshees and those 4 Hellions left, and it was just really important for you to keep Machine in his base. And talk to us a little bit about opening Hellion Banshee, because that seems to be super popular and these days, and just watching WCS EU and Lucifron doing it like almost every single game. Talk to me about why you like that opening.
You can have whole map control with your Helion Banshee, because Helion counter links outside of the creep, and Banshee can kill roaches, so Zerg has no anti-air, because Queen is really slow without creep. So you can have map control, you can pressure. Also, Zerg don't know what is Terran doing.
It's very hard to scout.
They can sacrifice Overlord, but it's still you don't see it. And my plan on that game was I was gonna only make 4 Hellion and 1 Banshee into triple command and 2 eBay, which is very greedy, into Bio. But I saw Roach coming, so that's why I made more Banshee, like 2 Banshee. And I think it worked out pretty good for him. He killed my like 5 supply and some workers and mining time.
And I kind of had map control, obviously, because his Banshees were back defending.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Well, he did sneak up into the main, which he picked up a bunch of workers. He found those, small little openings without Queen support and without the Spore Crawlers. And I mean, he picked off something like 25 workers or so. That really set you back there a bit. Yeah,
it definitely did. I felt pretty far behind from there. That's why I ended up, I was going Mutalisk, and then I was going to try to do a transition to like a Roach Bane timing. You notice I was going all attack upgrades. And I looked away from my Mutalisk for a second and lost all of them, and I couldn't use the Mutalisk to pick off the tanks on the high ground. So I think I was talking to Sam about that, because that one tank on the high ground, I think, ended up killing a lot of Banes there. But
I think if he didn't lose Mura, he would definitely killed my third tank.
Yeah, good control from both of you guys though. Who's got the higher APM? I was always wondering that. I don't think I
probably Select.
I flashed it. It was actually really close when I flashed it at one point.
You guys are both at like a 180 for a significant amount of time. I'm in the one game right now, and
I think it was closer to
38,
3,
157.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was the time I flashed it, it was like 280 to 300 or something. So
Yeah.
it was really.
The reason
really
why
close.
my APM is high is because I group my units separately. I use like 4 hotkeys for only unit.
Ooh.
Maybe that's why.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Wow. Okay. So you have hockey.
But
That's-
I wish I could use just one. It seems more like comfortable playing it, and you can think more. I think.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I also use like multiple
Well,
hotkeys,
yeah,
like 4
but-
hotkeys at least.
I'm too used to it because
Yeah.
I'm Warcraft 3 player. I was, so I'm just too used to it.
Yeah, it's definitely hard for you guys to change habits, especially when you're competing at the same time. So
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
get that.
Well,
Go ahead.
go ahead. I was gonna ask, what is your guys' favorite matchup? Like, what is your best matchups? I should say.
I'd have to say, I don't know. It changes all the time, and they're all pretty close right now. But
Right.
probably Zerg versus Terran.
Okay.
Yeah, for me as well. I just been playing TBG lately because that was my weakness. Now I feel more weak in TBP. TBC is kinda it's becoming my favorite matchup. It is really fun to play.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
it
sometimes
is.
it's very stressful.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like all the
Yeah.
time. So, Machine, talk to us a little bit about just again the mutiling Bane meta kind of coming back into play and why that is. Like I'm noticing a lot more players doing it. This series, I feel like you did it quite a few times, right? I mean, you never went Ling Infestor, that type of that type of route. So talk to us a little bit about that.
The reason being is against like really heavy sort of bio play, especially when they start adding in Marauders. I feel like Infestors really just aren't nearly as good. Yes, they do help you transition to Hive faster and get those timings, but it's very difficult to use Infestors to defend drops and also to hold certain timings. Like you're basically holding your fourth is very difficult with Infestors. So I've kind of switched back to the Ling Muta Baneling style, and you can hit some very, very strong timings against Terran. And also with Mutalisk, you don't have to worry about drop play, and once you get a decent amount of Mutalisk up, it allows you to have map control as well as getting those air upgrades early on transitions to Broodlords very well too.
I see. Okay, and let's see. Game 3 we played on Entombed, right? Correct. And
Yeah.
one of the one of the things I felt like you did really well in all the games, Machine, was really scouting with your drone.
Yeah.
And you've definitely scouted out the 2 racks there. And I, in my gut, I thought you were going to just kind of feign the 2 racks at that point, select, and just continue macroing from there, or just continue building from there. But you ended up actually continuing with the 2 racks and pressuring him with that 8 to 10 Marines. Talk to us a little bit about that and why you decided to continue on with it.
I actually abused the fact that I'm aggressive player, and I like to play 11-11 2-racks, but that was actually 12-15.
See, I knew that. Like, I scouted with my drone, and I was like, this looks a little late, and but I didn't want to like take a guess and then not
Right.
send all my drones out. And,
It worked out pretty well. He pulled like 10 drones, so he lost a lot of mining time. So yeah, it definitely worked really well. And then I went to CC as I planned, 3CC.
Mhm.
I saw this build from Fantasy playing in OSL or GSL or something.
Nice.
Yeah, and it seems really good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was really surprised that you continued
could-
being
yeah.
aggressive there. Yeah.
Yeah, you could make Zerg pull Zone and force them to make Zerglings, so they have less economy, or at the same time you can pressure with your Marine, so you can deny creep spread. And on that map, Zerg has to kill the rock to take dirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can also build like bunker there, and you can hit combat shield timing, so Zerg is like forced to make so many units, and by the time Zerg will have like 3 base saturate drone count, like 60 drones. By the time I would have my Steam Marine with 2 medevac, so I can continue pressuring and also keep denying his creep. And then once Zerg get Muta, I will have my siege tank so I can hit a timing. Yeah, that was my game plan there.
I see. I see. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I was actually really surprised to see 2 bunkers actually at the third, but now that you mentioned that, that actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, you definitely got great trades. Even just building the 2 bunkers there with the Lings, trying to kill the bunkers and the 8 Marines, but that's definitely well played there. And I think the with the last game, talk a little bit about, I guess, the holding the Roach Bane timing there, and in the machine, maybe you can talk a little bit about like maybe what the minimum damage you have to do with that attack is, because you built that third behind, like you built the third even before you went to attack. So
yeah, it's pretty standard. The build I use is actually something I took from Sheth, and it's really not all in whatsoever. Like I obviously have to do damage with it. But it's really just to kind of make it easier for myself to get map control, and it also allows me to kind of even just scout out what he's doing, because he obviously has to use his Banshees to defend, so it buys me more than enough time to get Spores and Queens out. And as far as like damage I have to do, I basically have to force some mining time lost, and obviously kill some units. There's a lot of resources dedicated to that attack.
Right.
But I don't think that game I got nearly as much as I should have been able to do. Like, obviously, he lost a lot of mining time, but I never really killed anything, and I wasted all my banelings on bunkers and depots. Yeah. And so he was able to get the better of that exchange, in my opinion.
I see.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like that build. Like I played chess so many times, and yeah, that build seems really strong. You can put aggression, like semi all-in, into you can have lots of drones behind with your 3 hatchery and queens. But I made Marauder like after 3 Marines, I think, because I knew he was gonna do some kind of pressure. How did I know that I saw his creep spread. He had only 1 queen outside, which is
smart.
Yeah. If he wasn't putting aggression, he should have like three queens spreading creep, and I saw his hatchery timing is a little bit late, so that's how I knew.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Well, we're running a little bit. The time's kind of running down here, so I kind of wanted to get a few questions in here from viewers. So, guys, if you have any questions for dignitasSelect and EG.MachineRC, add me on Skype. My Skype is ChanmanV, and I'll pull you into this call. I know the stream dropping here just totally screwed us, but the event kind of disappeared from the calendar. But oh well. But guys, yeah, just call in and ask these guys any questions you want, strategy or normal. Let's see. There's a question. Can you release replays? You guys okay with me releasing these replays?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Sounds good. Let me see. I got a question for Select. What's your next event?
It will be MLG, I think.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
What? Okay, so Select, how did you get into the whole StarCraft scene? Like, what got you into professional gaming?
I was a professional gamer for a long time. I was Warcraft 3 player.
Okay.
And then I played Dawn of War, where I won 2 times WCG.
Awesome.
And I graduated high school, and then I was waiting to get my green card, so I can get discount for college. But meanwhile, I saw StarCraft 2 came out, so I played open beta, and I was doing good. And then I got, I joined Team Dignitas. Yeah, that's how I started it.
Yeah. Do you feel like all of your skills that you really developed in Warcraft 3 did it transfer over?
Yeah, definitely. that's why I was so bad at macro and I was only intense in micro because I was Warcraft 3 player and I didn't know what is macro.
Yeah. And what about you, Bryce? What got you into StarCraft?
Basically, I guess, are you talking about just competitive or StarCraft?
Yeah, competitively. Yeah.
I started basically deciding I wanted to join tournaments. At the end of high school, I'd always been a big jock and didn't really have any sort of outlet. And I was kind of good at StarCraft at the time, so I basically decided, hey, I'm going to sit down, play for a couple months, see where this goes. Went to a few regionals, ended up doing well, and then I met, back in the day, it was like Artosis, G5, In Control,
Right.
Tasteless, Idra, and then ended up eventually joining Media, and then playing in WCGs and doing pretty well. And that's just kind of how it started. Yeah, Brood War, obviously. Yeah.
All right, come on, guys. Surely you got more questions for these
like they got a couple.
guys. Steve says, "Dear Select, what first focused? What does that say? What first focused baneling with tank or split marine? Oh, what's first? Focusing
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question. You don't need to split marine before targeting the baneling with your siege tank because you have longer range with your siege tank, so you can target the bane first, and then by the time baneling get near to your marine, you can split there.
I see. Yeah, that's actually nobody's ever asked that question. That's a good one. It says machine. You mentioned you have multiple hotkeys for mainly at machine. You mentioned you have multiple hotkeys for units. Can you describe them in more detail?
Sure. First off, I actually hotkey all of my queens to W. I know it doesn't really count as like an attacking hotkey, but I basically rebound 0 to W because it's a useless key for Zerg players on the left side of the keyboard, so I can hit all my injects. And then as far as units go, I typically go with how I will be engaging in a battle. So like my tanking units, like Ultralists, Roaches, Zerglings, will be on 1. Banelings typically are on 2. 3 would be my Infestors or Mutalists, and then 4 would be like late game Broodlord Corruptor, and that's about it.
Okay. Let's see next here. It says, Dear Select, why is your APM 400?
Yeah, like I said, I have like different hotkeys for every unit. Yeah, maybe that's why. So every time I command a move command to all my units, I basically have to press 1, 3, 4, 6. That's my unit hotkey. So I press like 3 more keys than the other players, I guess.
So
Because
like 1A, 3A, 4A, 5A, like that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. That's amazing, actually.
I actually don't like it.
Okay,
Yeah, that'd be pretty tough.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
man. Did you ever play the piano?
Yeah, I played piano.
Okay, that's what I thought. Machine, how does it feel for EG to finally win a major title? After the video EG posted, I guess with the curse,
Yeah.
I was a bit nervous to see Stefano lose the first of the best of 3.
Are we talking about Stefano?
Yeah, well, we're just talking about WCS EU, I guess.
Yeah. That was pretty cool, obviously. Stefano's an amazing player. It's really it was nice to see him join the team and then immediately win a big event, so that was pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, he had a good time, too, at the end of that.
Yeah.
As he always does.
Yeah, he does.
Let's see. Here's a question. Dear Select, how many kills do Banshees need? Well, that's kind of an open-ended question, but...
You just gotta count up the resources for how much the Banshee costs, right?
If you went for a Clock Banshee, you need to kill like at least 2 queens and some drones. But Banshees are not really there for the kill. She's there for the map control, I think.
Denying force bases, things
Yeah,
like
deny
that.
force space and creep spread and pressure queen. Yeah,
I
and
see.
the importance of Banshee when you play mech is you can put her on the path that Zerg can come around. So, for example, on Daybreak, you can put 2 up and bottom there. Then you can see what's coming. So you can react with your Hellion. So yeah, so you don't get killed by Zerglings. Yeah,
Okay.
Banshee is really actually there for the vision.
Yeah, so they're more there for scouting and spotting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah, spotting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Excellent. Good. Let's see. Next question. Dear Select, if a machine went Infestor, would you invest into Ghosts for EMPs and snipes?
No, I don't think Ghosts are really good against Infestor, because if you try to use Knife, you basically, it's just suiciding, because you're gonna get fungoed as well, so you're just trading, but Ghost is more expensive and they're really slow. So I don't really like getting Ghost. I'd rather have Marauders to snipe Infestor and better position with your tank.
You know, one thing I've thought of a little bit in watching a lot of these mech, CVTs, mech versus just the Broodlord, Infestor, Queen, that type of army. Is have you ever considered building just 1 or 2 Ghosts late game with mech? Just because one EMP wins the game, right?
Late game is good, but no, it never wins you the game with 1 EMP, because Infestors are so fat. Like High Templars, you can really hit like 8 High Templar if they are stacked.
Oh, I see.
But Infestor, they only get only 3 of them get EMP or something.
Oh my god,
And
really?
I actually prefer Snipe over EMP, because EMP, they have like more than 10 Infestors, so they can just go back and refill the energy. So you use EMP and get fungoed, so you sacrifice Ghost for their mana, and then they can just go back, which is really bad. But if you use Snipe, you can kill some of them, so you can trade.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, just because the Queens and the Infestors are so important in that composition that without energy, it's just like that. I feel like that army is half as effective. Okay, let's see. Next, let's take 3 more and then we'll call it a night. Let's see. Let's get one for Machine here. Sorry, I'm having to read through this. I'm reading slow. Actually, okay, looks like, here we go. Machine, what is the best way to deal with multi-pronged drops? I guess I'll add on a little bit. Is it good to have static defense, or is it good to just deal with it purely with units?
Stack defense. Like late game, it's worth it because then you have to tie up supply for your army in defending bases. I typically try to have against Terran like 1 Spore and 2 Spines per base. If I really need to, like I'm facing a lot of double drops and I'm playing Infestor or something, I'll leave like 10 Zerglings and 2 Banelings at all the valuable base locations, like my main, 4th, and things like that. But yeah, you typically want to use stack defense as much as possible, but the problem with stack defense is mobility, and it's easy to take angles against.
Right. Okay, good stuff. Let's see, 1 for Select, and we'll get 1 for both here. Select, when is it necessary, or when's it a good time to kind of incorporate Ravens once you've gone Biotank?
Biotank, I don't like making Raven when I play Bio.
Okay.
But I make Ravens when I play Mech. In late game, where Zerg will have only Broodlord, Infestor, and Corruptors, you will need Ravens, because otherwise your Vikings just gonna get fungoed and die to Corruptor. But if you have Ravens, you can use Seeker Missile. So and it's really hard for Zerg to spread stacked Corruptor because of the interface, I think.
Yeah.
And when do you translate transition into Raven is yeah, just late game when Zerg will have like yeah, strong army.
It's probably like when you're on your 4th or something.
Is it a
Fifth, I think.
5th. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So it's not even gradual. It's just like all at once you just start building some ravens in your starports, I guess, or at least the ones with tech labs. Okay. Last question for both players. I guess it has to do with nukes. So it says first to select if you happened to nuke somebody, where would you nuke? And then the second part of it is for machine. Like, where's the first place you look whenever you hear the nuke? The nuke.
Typically, it's going to be my outermost expansion. Like, if I'm on 5 bases, it's typically going to be your 5th. Like, whichever base you're just now saturating is the first place I look, because that's, I think, the most valuable target, other than obviously all my tech, which would be placed in my main probably. But it's very hard to actually get a drop off unnoticed, drop nukes or drop ghosts inside the main and then nuke it. So that's typically the last place I'd check, but you want to make sure you check your tech as well.
Yeah. And select
the big problem is actually when they nuke multiple places at once.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Select where do you usually choose?
In PvP, I prefer nuking on just mineral line and just strategy nuke. Just nuke so he cannot come fight. And then at the same time, I can kill his Nexus, not Nexus. In TBZ, I like nuking just random place, because the time you wanna use nuke is when Zerg have like Brood Lord and maxed out army, and they are so slow, right? And if you just keep nuking random place like middle of the map, and at the same time you nuke the mineral line, they will forced to look at different location, right?
Yeah.
Pull back drones, and so they will busy. So you can actually hit Broodlord with your nuke. Because Zergs, most of Zergs they use just one group or units, so it's really hard for them to spread out right amount of units.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
It's definitely hard for the Zerg air units to be split. You think they should actually do something about that, or
so fast? Huh?
I don't think they can really do anything. Not with the interface.
Yeah, the mutas too. Muta stacking is so important too. So.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for the questions, and hopefully you got some of the answers you guys were looking for. But guys, all three of you guys, great. It's like thanks a bunch for showing up. Coming on the show, and Machine and Select. Thanks for playing the best of 5 series and discussing the games afterwards. And you Select, first time on the show, man. Hopefully you had some fun.
Yeah, I had fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, anytime, man. And Bryce, as always, man. Great time, and hopefully we'll have you on again really soon here.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah, definitely. Sam, thanks for helping out with casting and doing what you do best, bud.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. You want to go into some shout-outs?
Yeah, sure. Just if you guys like the casting and all, definitely hit me up on Twitter. I'm at SamSC2. I'll link it in the chat right there. And I'm pretty much always streaming also, so that's always fun. And I do my cooking show on Saturdays. If you want to come by and right. See about cooking and stuff, I wouldn't mind seeing you guys there.
Awesome. Bryce?
All right. Thank you guys very much for watching. And thank you, Chris and Sam, for having me on. It's a pleasure as always. Thank you, Select, for playing this awesome series with me. You guys can follow me on Twitter at MachineUSA. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/EG.Machine. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Intel, Monster Energy Drink, Raid Call, Sapphire, Six Pool Gaming. I'm forgetting so many of them right now. Thank you to all my... Oh, yeah, Beyond Gaming. Thank you guys very much. And, thanks for having me on once again.
Select? You got any shout-outs?
Thank you for watching the show, and thank you for inviting me. And thank you for the great game, same. And I'd like to thank you to Team Dignitas and Inter Alienware. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, I just want to be a big shout out to Razor for supporting the show, and all the mods for helping out in the chat today. Unfortunately, the stream went down, and we lost like a good number of viewers when that happened. But hopefully, the guys that stuck around were able to enjoy just the analysis by these two guys. Yeah, but the VODs will be up later tonight. I'll have them up on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/ChanmanV. And next week, the next show is going to be on Monday, and we're actually going to only have one show Monday because I'm going to be in Vegas for the Thursday show, so I won't be able to do anything there. But Monday, I think we're going to have a sit down with the Quantic House. So I think they're going to be kind of like all bunched up in the den, and we'll have a show with those guys. So should be fun, and hopefully we'll be doing the giveaway too during that time. So tune in for that, and hopefully you'll learn maybe a few tips from the pros here. But that's going to be it for tonight, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh, Select. I guess a fan of yours wants you to get on